Good morning, my darling hearts. Today I went for a little walk in the garden and I noticed something so beautiful. There were a whole lot of these pink flowers growing. Oh, it's a bit bright here. But there were a whole lot of these pink flowers growing along the hedge, and they're called bougainvilleas. And when I was a child, I always remember these were on my granny's farm when I used to go and visit her. And you had to be really careful with bougainvilleas because they're so pretty. So you want to go and grab a whole bunch and just pick them and climb the vine and everything like that. But they've got awful long thorns. So I got scratched and poked quite a few times before I remembered and realized that you have to be careful with bougainvilleas. But I picked some very carefully. I didn't get poked this time, and I decided I would make some kind of craft activity today and share it with you guys. Recently I saw something about making a crown out of flowers, and I thought that would be so beautiful. So boys, you might be thinking, I don't want to make a flower crown, or maybe you're thinking, oh, that'll be fantastic. Either way, if you're thinking you don't really feel like making this craft for yourself, it might be a really lovely thing to do for your mum, or if you have a sister, for your sister. So don't give up. Still think about making this craft, and maybe it could be a gift for somebody special in your life. What you're going to need to make a flower crown is going to seem a little strange, but just bear with me and hang in there because I think you're going to get it pretty soon. Obviously you're going to need some flowers. I keep waving these around so you've seen them. And I also got some beautiful dried sort of leaves out the garden, so I'm going to use those two things in my crown. And as my crown, I'm going to use a paper bag. Now this might seem really strange, but this paper bag came from a baguette. A baguette is kind of like a French loaf. It's a long piece of bread, and I bought one at the shops this morning, and this is going to be perfect for making my flower crown. If you can see, it's really nice and long, and it'll fit perfectly around my head. So I just need to staple it or secure it somehow at the back, and then the only other thing I'm going to need is some string, and that's how simple it's going to be to make my flower crown today. So I hope you've got some string. If you don't have a paper bag, you could use a piece of cardboard that you cut really long. That'll work perfectly as well. And then of course some flowers and some leaves. You can use fresh flowers and leaves, or if you've got some artificial flowers that mum or dad don't mind if you use them, then those will work perfectly as well. This looks a little funny, but I can't find my stapler, so for now I've got these two clasps just holding the paper bag together at the back. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to start wrapping my string. I'm going to cut off a length of this string. I'm going to make it quite long because I want to get quite creative here and see how many flowers I can put on this paper crown. So I'm going to cut off a piece of the string and just roll it up like that, so that I've got a little loop of it and then the tail hanging over here. And I'm going to take the tail and start it at the back and hold it with my thumb. I'm going to hold the tail there, and then I'm going to wrap this loop of string around and around my paper bag, and I'm going to put the loops quite close together so you can see how close those two are. And I'm going to keep going, maybe a little further apart. I'm going to keep going and keep wrapping all the way around my paper bag. I'll show you once I've got to the end. Okay, so I wrapped the string all the way around my paper bag, and I did it quite firmly, not too tight, but quite firmly so that these aren't very loose. And now I'm going to tie my two ends of my string, and then the real fun begins. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start to put my flowers and my leaves all around my paper crown, and I'm going to lie them in one direction so that they're all going to be facing one direction, which I think will give it a really pretty look. So here is my flower crown. It's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. And you can see I started with leaves on this side and I worked my way across with all the flowers all the way to the end. I really love it and it's making me feel very royal. So I think I'm going to walk around the house and, you know, just feel like a princess. So I hope you enjoy making it. I love that I made this flower crown just using a paper bag, some flowers, leaves, and a little bit of string. I just think that's amazing. If you have a hot glue gun, that would be even easier to put these on with, because I did have to fiddle with them quite a lot to make sure that they stayed in place. And I also had to take another layer of string once I had put them all in the first layer of string. I had to take another layer of string and just wind it around the whole thing again just to hold everything in place. But now I'm going to go for a royal walk in my crown. So I hope you get to make one too and either enjoy it yourself or give it to somebody who you think will enjoy wearing it. Good luck. Goodbye.